was there. Somebody, whatever. But anyways, I'm just gonna let me play. But no, I appreciate your response. It's kind of very interesting hear your thoughts about like just the parts that you played. But I guarantee you, like, and maybe I'll say it like this: it probably made you play that part even better being hit. Like, is that true?
No, because once he connected, that was it. It was, oh shit, stop, and it was kind of a big deal on set. Everything stopped for a minute, and even once I gathered myself and kind of got my bearings back together, I still wanted to go, but my head was killing me, and everybody around me was like, "Nah, bro, you need to go to the hospital right now to make sure you're straight." So they was just like, we'll shoot around you, we'll get a different scene, and we'll just figure it out later. And that's how it was. So everybody was pretty attentive and helpful. But once he did that, no, it was a wrap. It was we had to stop. We couldn't keep going through that.
So you was still like discombobulated when you came back. You was
Yeah.
like, oh,
I mean, when I came back, I was straight. I just had a headache and I was sleepy.
okay.
They tell you don't go to sleep when you get hit. So I finished out my scene, and by the time I came back and got done, it was about maybe I think I left set about 2:30 in the morning, and I went home and I went straight to sleep.
Oh wow. So I got a quick question.
Hmm.
What would you like people to know about you? As far as an actor, or just as a person, what would you like people to know about you? Because I know people set narratives about people overall,
Hmm.
but what
All the
is it
time.
that you would like to tell the world?
All the time. They do set the narratives, and I think that's crazy, but I get it at the same time. But what I would say is that I am a good person with a good heart. I may not be everybody's favorite cup of tea, but I am who I am, and God knows my heart. Um, what you see in the movies, even though I'm nothing like those characters, there is a little piece of me in every character you see, and for me, that's what gives the character a soul and its authenticity. So I am very, calm, cool, collected, laid back. You know, I don't really let a lot get to me, and I just work hard and I just try to be the best or as good as I can be at whatever I do, and that's just period. Um, as an actor, again, I'm just acting. It's pretending. It's not real, and a lot of people do uh, think that you are who they saw you be on TV, and that's not the case. And as adults, I don't understand why people don't understand that, but they don't. But at the same time, if you feel that I am who you saw, then that lets me know again that I did what I supposed to do and I understood the assignment. So at the end of the day, I'm okay with it either way because I know who I am as a person.
That's what's up. I appreciate you responding to that because people do paint narratives, and I
Hmm.
see you've done so much. I haven't watched all your stuff. I really like
Hmm.
to get to know people in a raw, authentic type of way. I'm kind of like a snob in that way. Um, so my question to you is, do you, other than what you said so far, do you have any regrets? Because I know you said you was gonna be a semi-pro basketball player. So I was just, I was wondering how you feel about that because I mean, you became something totally different
Totally different.
than what you grew up doing, and you love playing basketball. Like
I
that's like
did.
one of your favorite sport, and you was going
Yes.
into that. Like, do you regret that?
Um, I don't have any regrets because I now I realize that everything happens for a reason.
Hmm.
And whatever God's plan was at the time, it was not meant for me to go all the way into the NBA. Yeah, I played college ball, played, semi-pro ball, and I was real good. Like I really was. Like I'm not really trying to just like toot my own horn. Like I was really could play. But, there were so many pitfalls and so many obstacles that I ran across and it just didn't allow me to get where I was trying to go. So when God opened up this door for acting, it was like, all right, I'm gonna try this to see what's up. And when I did it, I was bit because I'm in love with the process of a film. Like I'll literally be on set and people may not even see it. I might just be off in the corner or I might be standing just looking and I'm looking at the lights and I'm looking at this person getting mic'd up and I'm looking at them, set the room and people going over their lines and this is the stuff that the camera that the public don't get to see. And I'm in love with that process. And when I see that and I'm just like, wow, this is how we finna do this. And then we're doing it And then, even if the scene is not really going the way it's supposed to, by the time it comes out, you know, if it's done from a production standpoint the right way, this movie is fire. I remember this scene how it went and look how it turned out. Oh my God, like to see, what you did versus what's on camera is just amazing to me. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just in love with the process, and I'm gonna do this till the casket drop. And I do wish I had it started when I was younger, but again, everything happens for a reason, and I've been able to cheat Father Time because I don't look as old as I am. I know eventually, Father's Time is
Right.
gonna catch up with me, but I'm, as old as I am, and I can still play 25, 30, 35, and it be believable. So I'm okay with. So do I have the regret? Nah. Do I wish I could have started earlier? Yeah, but I don't regret it.
That's what's up. I think you're a great.
Yeah,
I think you're a great example of someone that can maintain normancy and then also a level of fame in your study climate. Because I don't really think this is the what you call it. I don't think you've reached your
plateau yet.
limit.
No,
Yo,
no.
right. So
Yeah,
it's you're still going, but the fact that you have the groundwork to remain have a level of normacy and then know where you are with your relationship, your child. Because I seen that you said you had a kid and whatever, and that's your like your
I do.
pride and joy.
Yep,
So
she just
like
turned
that.
17 yesterday.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's really cool. You really do have to. And I watch people all the time. That's what I do. That my in my profession. I observe people's behaviors. I'm a therapist, so like
Okay,
it's a level when I'm watching the stars and stuff like that. The ones that can really keep themselves grounded, those are the ones that continue to reach a very high level of fame. But there's not too many that don't crash out. So it's good that you're maintaining yourself and you being aware of yourself in every moment. And I would urge you to continue to do that. Always self-reflect. Always if even if you need to talk to somebody, do that because I know a lot of people don't do that. Right? They feel like, I'm this, I got it. No, I'll urge you if you're in moments where you're just feeling stressed out. No, talk to your mate. Talk to like people that can keep you grounded or pour into you and things like that. So no, so far, like yeah, I think you're a pretty dope person, and I just want to urge you to keep going and really keep your support group. It's not too many people that can really support in a healthy way. So yeah, you're pretty dope. It's a pleasure to meet
thank
you.
you. I appreciate that. You too.
No problem. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, the floor is open. Anybody else got any questions?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much, Mr. Josiah. I'm sorry. Okay, Mr. Alfonso, it's me, Miss Empress again. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
um, Many of your roles in recent years, from excuse me, He Played Me to Cutthroat, explore
hmm
complex, sometimes morally ambiguous characters. How do you prepare to portray such a multifaceted individual? And how do you find a balance between bringing yourself into these characters and maintaining their unique stories while on set? Thank you.
You're welcome. That's a dope question. So the way I go about that, um, when I take on a role, um, I'll ask, production for give me a backstory. Why does this person do this? Why did he say that? What is his backstory that's not on paper so that I can have a better understanding of how to portray this character and bring him to life? Um, from there, I go in and I read the script and I'll read it, two, three, four times to get a full understanding of why my character does and says what they do. And you have to have that because if you just go into a script, and I'm guilty of this too early in my career, I would get a script and just read my parts and just know my stuff. And that's cool, but you don't know the story. Like, I give you an example. If I say, uh, if I say to you, and my line is, I supposed to go to the store today, see what's going on, and I read it, I say it just like that because that's the line. But if I had read the story, I would know that the store that I'm gonna go to, my older brother was gunned down by some thugs that we had beef with for the last 4 years. So if I had known that backstory, I would deliver that line differently. It would be, fuck that. I'm about to go to the store and see what's going on. Because I know the context as but why I'm going to the store. But if you don't read the story, then you don't know that. So you gotta read the story to understand your character and why they do and say what they do and say. And then after that, it just goes into for me, I'll start to watch film that are similar to the character that I'm gonna portray. So, I just use He Played Me because that's the most popular one. Jai got a lot of Ike Turner in him, but he also Oh, one second. Bluetooth died. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you.
Okay, Bluetooth died. Um, so so my character had a lot of Ike in him, but he also had a lot of, and I never can remember this guy's name. Forgive me. What's the guy that played Fall from Grace? They had him with a high top fade. He was like, "Ashtray, bitch, ashtray."
Oh yeah, that was funny. I know what you're
Him.
talking about.
So I pull a little bit of Jai from him. So I take a little bit of different characters and I'll mix it up and put my own spin to it to give that character its own soul and originality and personality. And then I just go from there. And then, once I know the script front to back, and then I start playing with the dialogue because you could be a dope writer but I might not talk the way you write. So what you got on paper, if I say this the way you got it written, it may not come out the way you want it. So I'm gonna take it and spin it, and I'm gonna play with it, and I'm gonna ad lib. I did a lot of ad libbing, and He Played Me. A lot of that shit was not in the script. Script was dope. Nothing against the writer, but I added a lot of things and a lot of ideas, man. So once I know it front to back, and I know the backstory, I'm just gonna start playing with the dialogue and I'm just gonna give you everything I got because it's your project, but it's my face in it, my name, my talent. So I want it. It's gonna live forever. So I want it to be right. So I'm gonna give you everything I got.
Now, how long does it take you to learn a script?
Not long at all. I guess it's a fun. That's crazy. I literally had this conversation with my lady last night, and she was like, "A fun fact about me would be you could have multiple scripts in your head at the same time and know them within 15 to 30 days, front to back." And she was like, "You can't remember what I said to you yesterday, but you can remember two, three scripts at the same time because you're shooting them in succession." So I said, well, that's why I can't remember a lot of shit that you say because I got all this other stuff in my head. Like the marble's still bright for me, so I can't remember.
Now that's funny.
Thank you
Now
so
you
much for
not.
excuse me. Thank you so much for answering that question.
You're welcome.
I definitely had another question for you if that's okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
Um, okay, so as someone interested in writing and producing, what do you feel is excuse me, as someone who's invested in writing and producing, what is something you feel is currently missing from the film industry that you would like to contribute through these roles? Excuse me.
Um, if you are going to write and you are serious about the craft, then do it. By all means, go after it. Try to make it happen. But if you're not in this for the love of the craft and the love of writing, whatever your lane is in this, if you're not in it for the love of that, then you are going to do it in injustice and you're just kind of in the way, if that makes sense. Like I think I mentioned earlier, is a lot of people now they want to jump in the acting game because they want to be in the Tubi movie. But like I said, 3, 4 years ago, they was laughing at Tubi. Oh, you in that bullshit ass Tubi movie, ha ha ha. But not everybody want to be in one for the wrong reasons. So if it's not in your heart to do that for the love of the craft, then don't because you just in the way. But if you really serious and this is what you really want to do and you trying to, get your foot in the door and get your footing so you can make it happen, then by all means do it. But just let it be legit what you want to do for the right reasons. Because if you in it for the money, like I said earlier, the money, the fame, the notoriety, the women or the men, if you're a female or nowadays both, because that's kind of what a lot of people into. I ain't judging nobody. If you into it for those reasons, then it's not gonna work. But if you love what you do and you truly want a spot, then go after it.
Well, you never know. Maybe Honey might just step into the spotlight and become an actress. Who knows?
Hey, if it's in you, if it's in your heart, go for it.
Yeah, I thought
Go
about
for
it.
it.
I actually thought about it. I'm taking this guy on this app. He's doing like little courses in it, and I find it kind of actually fun. It's a different type of, I would say, release of energy. So
It is.
yeah, yeah.
It is. It
I
can be very therapeutic.
So yeah, I do appreciate you. I gotta run, but it was nice meeting you. I just didn't want to dip out and don't say anything. So yeah, nice meeting you, and you have a
Nice
really
meeting
good
you.
night.
All right, you too. Have a good night. Be safe out here.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, the floor is open.
I got a question. Do you think that the boy that played Jamal on Empire can make a comeback? Cause I seen he just directed a film or produced it or something like that.
Jamal, I ain't seen her.
Like Jussie Smollett.
Oh,
That's
Jesse
his name.
Smollett. Do I think he can make a comeback? I mean,
Yeah.
Jesse's. I don't know him personally, but I've seen his work. Obviously, I think he's talented. Um, I mean, I think he can. Um, I've seen people come back for way worse, compared to what he
Yeah.
did. So, do I think he can come back? I do. Do I know if he will? I'm not sure, because this industry, man, they pick and choose, and you know what I'm
Right.
saying. So, talent, is very talented actor. I think he can, have a career. Is what will they allow him to? You know, is the question.
Yeah, I seen he just had I think a film come out called The Last Holiday, or I don't know, maybe I'm saying it
I
wrong,
think
but
I think he did just direct something. I remember them talking about it like in the last couple of months, but I don't know the extreme all the details to it. But I like to see him back. I mean, I think he's a hell of a talent. So hopefully he can get back to work and do what he love to do.
yeah, I feel like that show Empire, I feel like it was too powerful. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
Like
Empire was hot, man. I ain't gonna
I
even lie. At
still
one
watch
point, I
it to this
wanted I
day.
wanted to jump on Empire, man, and I actually got a couple of partners that had small roles on Empire. So, yeah, man,
That's what's up.
Empire was fire, man. And then they got the storyline kind of took a turn, and I think I stopped watching it right around when I think Lucius lost a leg or something like that. I kind of got away from it, but um,
I
yeah,
think they
it
did
was a
that because that happened around that time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah, it was a hot show. For a minute it was Empire and it was Power. Then Power took
Hmm.
over and they've been running ever since.
I feel like Empire could come back, to be real. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like they could bring it back in some type of way. Maybe I'm just like, because we need shows like that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think they could, but I know the guy. What's the young brother, the youngest one,
Yeah.
Hakeem. I forget his real name. I know he been having some issues
Brasher
as of
Gray.
as of recent. Yeah, yeah, the Bashir Gray. Bashir Gray is his name. He's been having some issues I've been seeing, and with the media, man. So, if they bring it back, they might be down a couple of cast members. But if you missing them, they was a big part of the formula of success. So,
Well,
if you
I'm
can't
not
get,
gonna say them, but I would like to see Taraji and Jussie Smollett, and like I just like that combination. Like
I mean,
it
I
was
do
some
too.
great actors up there.
I do too. They had some great acting, but they were the kind of the core of Empire. And I don't know if you can have even the older brother, the stuff that he was doing and going through. They dynamic as the kids and the parents, it worked. So if you bring that back without Jesse or without the young boy Brashear is, I don't know how that works. That's a recipe. But the good thing about series is that you can spin it however you want to and just kind of develop a storyline and go from there. So it'd be interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing it. I would watch it if it came back.
Oh yeah, I got a question. It's me, Josiah again. Any newer up and coming projects you working on? I think you said something earlier, but I forgot that you. I think you just said you finished a movie and you was crying a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. So that's called Won't He Do It? It's not really a what's the word I'm looking for? It's a story of redemption, but it's not a faith based
Right.
film. But it's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to that. Um, I did a series. I was in Atlanta earlier this year. We shot Tears of a Hustler season
Oh
two.
snaps!
That's what Yeah, that's with O'Shea and Crystal, and I'm the new character coming in for season two. I'm in all 8 episodes,
Copy.
and if you like Tommy off Power, you gonna love Knowledge. That's my
Oh
character.
shit!
Knowledge is bananas. So yeah, I'm excited for Tears of a Hustler season two to come. I shot another film earlier this year. That was back in the spring. I was in Vegas. I shot one that's it's called The Mistress. So I play a cop in that, but that's gonna be pretty good too. I'm looking forward to that. And then I got some stuff that I'm getting ready to. I'm actually filming The Housekeeper 2 next week, and then I
Oh,
got
all right.
another
Oh
film.
shit!
Yeah, 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 yeah. You thought it was dead, but So that's gonna be good. And I got another film called Deep that I also shoot towards the end of the month. So
You
I got some
working?
stuff
You work?
coming. I'm working, man. The grind don't never stop, man. After I wrap something, I rest for a minute, and then I'm on to the next.
All right. All right. Another question is that did you get that defining role yet? And then my other question was is that with that dude Ja and he played me. You played
Hmm.
the hell out of that character, and I think that kind of like with Tupac and Bishop, people gonna see you as that character. So I hope that you
They
do
do.
get another defining role, man. Did you get
Yeah.
that? The first question,
I,
did you get that defining role yet? You think,
yeah.
or
Listen,
not
man. The,
yet?
the the defining role would be he played me. I would never. That's my favorite film. It did crazy numbers, man. We set all type of records for that movie. One of the first films out of Detroit to go viral and do what it did on a national level. Um, of course, I want another defining role, but I also embrace the fact that sometimes when you play a role so good, that's just what they're gonna always view you as. I've done other movies that I've had, killed the roles too, but people be like, "But you still Ja," and that's cool. Like it's okay. I get it because Ja, that character was powerful, and I put a lot into being Ja in front of the camera and off. So I'm reaping the benefits of that role. So, do I want another defining one? Yes, but if I had to say one, that he played me would definitely be that right now.
Oh wow, wow, wow. All right. I'm gonna open up the floor. Anybody else got any questions for Mr. Alfonso? Sheikah, what up?
I just want to say what up, though, bro. I'm from Detroit, Michigan, as well. So what up, though?
Oh, what up, though?
Very proud of you. Keep up the
Thank
great,
you. I
phenomenal work.
super appreciate that. Thank you so much for that.
Wait, is that something y'all say in Detroit? Because I heard that on BMF.
Yeah, because BMF, they from here. So what up, though, is just basically how we greet you. So when we see you, we just be like, "What up, though?" Like, "What up, though?"
I thought that was like an acronym. DOE, Detroit over everything. What up, though?
Mm-mm. What up, though? So it's just what up, like what up, and then we put the dough. It's not though. So if we ever hear you say what up, though, we know you're not really from here because anybody from Detroit know it's dough, like DOE. What up, dough?
That's funny.
Nah, so the floor is open. Sheikah, you got a question? Candace, you got a question? Empress?
Well, I'm not from Detroit. I'm from the suburbs, from Inkster. But what up, though?
What up,
But
though? You
is
ain't
there
too far
gonna
away.
be a is there gonna be a He Played Me three?
No, ma'am. There is not. There would not be a he played me, and if it is, I won't be a part of it. So yeah, no,
Oh, okay.
yeah, maybe in another lifetime.
Empress, you wanted to say something? You got some more
Yes, I
questions?
do. Period. Thank you that for. I'm sorry for the my phone was stuck. I apologize for that. So, Mr. Alfonso, I definitely have another question for you. I know you answered it earlier. So I know you answered. I know you answered it partially earlier. So my question is, given your dynamic portfolio, what's next on your career journey? I know you talked about some projects that you have.
Hmm.
But are there any other roles, themes, or genres that you're looking to explore? And how do you envision stepping into that, writing, directing, or producing?
So yeah, you probably you pretty much just nailed it. I did actually co-produce a couple of projects. So Won't He Do It, the one I just spoke of, I co-produced that, and then I'm in another series that's going to be coming out next year, 25 as well, called Vindicated. I also co-produced that with a good buddy of mine. So I am also going to be getting in my writing bag and getting a team of writers together and coming up with my own projects and my own content. So that's something that I'm gonna do that I haven't done as far, I've done the co-producing, but I'm gonna, try to step into the directing and come up with my own projects. Also, as far as films that I want to do on my wish list that I have not done yet is an action film. Being 6'5", 6'6", 265 pounds, I feel like I want to do something where I'm throwing somebody through a glass table and we breaking shit up. So that would be a dream role for me that I would love to do. Just haven't had the opportunity to do it yet.
And no
But
cap,
that,
I could see you like playing the freeze, like
yeah,
like
yeah,
that man on the damn, what was that movie called? The Incredibles.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like if they made like a live version of that, like a realistic version, I could see you doing that.
Yeah, I would love to do something like that. So I haven't had the opportunity, but if it ever come about, just know I'm going to jump on it wholeheartedly.
Period, y'all. I'm so sorry. Clubhouse has a new update. Period, period, period. I know you talked about self care
Hmm.
other day and the other day, I mean excuse me, earlier. Oh my goodness, God gracious. I apologize. I know you talked about spoke on self care earlier. And just looking at you, you can tell that you are like you work out. So I want to ask,
Hmm.
how tall are you? And do you feel like some roles they were like, no, you're too big for this role, like you're too muscular for this role?
All
How
the
many roles do
time.
you get rejected from for being in fit,
All the
being in
time.
shape?
Listen, I
Talk
so
about it.
how tall I'm 6'5", 6'6". Um, like I said, 265 pounds. So I'm a big fella. I remember I did an audition for a film. I don't even remember what the film was. It was some years back, early in my career. And when they were done, everybody clapped, and they usually don't react in the audition. It's usually after you're done, they look at you for a minute and be like, all right, thank you. We appreciate you. We'll be in contact." And sometimes you don't know like what they really think and feel because they just kind of poker faced you and just like, all right, we'll be in contact. So you're like, oh shit, I don't know what I. So, but I had a room. They clapped. And then the guy says, "You know what, big fella, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, you probably was the best audition that we seen. Like real shit. Like, I'm not joking. The only problem is, bro, you too big. You too tall. Our lead is half your size. And with you and him on camera together, your presence alone is going to dominate the screen, and they're not even going to be looking at him because you're so much bigger." So he was like, I got something else coming down the line. I'm gonna hit you for that, but this one, bro, I would love to use you, but we just can't because you too big. And I've heard this several times throughout my auditioning process. So it can be disheartening, but at the same time, man, it just is what it is. That's just one of the things that come along with the game. So I accept it and keep it moving.
Period. I wanted to ask you that, because my son, not my own, so it doesn't matter. But my son is 6'4" and like 220 pounds. He's only 16, so he's like,
Oh,
that's
he
what
a
he wanted
big
to do
boy
for
at
his
16. He
side gigs. I'm
grown
like, yo,
man
you won't get in a
already.
lot of roles because of your height.
Yeah, yeah. Because for me, man, when they shoot me in these films, you know, they gotta use a lot of apple boxes. And apple boxes is literally what it sounds like. It's just a box that they stand on, and when they get in your close up, which means it's over my shoulder, they got to get on the apple box to get it because I'm too tall. If they stand regular, all they gonna see is the back of me and not see you. So these are things that they think about when you have to be shot. There are sometimes in certain scenes that I've done where they be like, okay, bro, you're too tall. Don't even stand up on this scene. We just gonna have you sit there and you just do your dialogue. Or we're gonna have you stand here, but just always hunch over because if you stand up, you're gonna be out of frame. So it's a lot of little things that they can shoot around if they just choose to. But if it's too difficult or you just stand out too much and that's not what they're trying to do, then it won't work. And they're not gonna use you.
I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. Gotcha. Yeah, so I always wonder, like, when you have castmates, like when your castmates, like, when they see, like, oh snap, I never knew that you were that tall,
Hmm.
or do you ever feel self conscious going into a role, especially if it's a role where you feel like they're like, oh, they don't, they may not want somebody this tall, but you're like, no, I'm a ace it anyway. I'm gonna do my best anyway. You seem like you just do your best, but I would like to
Yeah, I
know.
just I just really try to do my best. I never feel self-conscious anymore. I think that I never really did. I think the only time I did was during the sex scene, and it just because it was my first time. But ever since then it's like whatever, we just gonna do it and get it done. But nah, I just go out there, man. I give what I can give, and I just let the chips fall where they may. That's really it. I don't, you have to when you're doing this, and they tell you this too. Like I've taken classes, I'm actually taking a class right now, and they'll tell you when you audition, once you're done, you must disconnect from that immediately. You cannot put stock behind it because you drive yourself crazy. Like example, I had some big movie, TV show auditions. I had an audition for Raising Canaan, and this was before Raising Canaan
Oh yeah,
even came
my
out.
people
So
be watching that show.
yeah, so Power was before they did the book two spinoff. Power was like in its sixth season. It was going into the sixth season. So the season had already been shot, but it hadn't aired. And they were getting ready for the spinoff of Raising Canaan. And my character, I think it was a recurring character. I think they had me for like three or maybe four episodes. And when I got the sides, I had a scene with Rock, because I think I was supposed to play her significant other. So I had a scene with Rock and I think the boy the play 50 when he's young. It was me, him, and her, and then me and other people. And I auditioned and I didn't hear nothing back. And I was just like, what the fuck? I hit my agent like, yo, bro, I ain't hear nothing. And he was like, yeah, bro, but they saw it. They saw you. So even if you didn't hear nothing back, they saw you, which means that you on the radar and you're going to get other opportunities to do other things. I've had a lot of auditions for a lot of major shows. I just haven't booked yet. But for me, getting an audition, it's not like, oh, I'm gonna audition for this. No, they have to choose you to audition. They have to reach out like, hey, we saw, we think you might be a fit for this. And then they don't contact me, they hit my agent. And then my agent hit me like, yo, bro, check your email like right now. And he usually don't, when he called me, I know it's something going on. So for me to be offered these opportunities, they see me. So it's just a matter of time before I book and land something. So but I was so distraught over not getting Raising Canaan because I knew it was a Power Universe spinoff. But he had to remind me, like, bro, you've been doing this. You know how it go. Like, don't get attached to it. Just do it, kill it like you know you can, and then let it go. And that's the best practice I can give you. It's like going on a job interview that this job gonna pay you $50 an hour, and you get done with the interview, and you hoping and praying and watching the phone for an email or a phone call that you might not get. So you just after you do it, just disconnect from it and keep it moving.
Yeah, but they still might call you because a lot of the times they build roles around people, especially
True.
if it's not like like based on a true story type of thing.
Hmm.
Like, they build the roles around people, because that role might not be for you, but they might have another role.
You're absolutely right, and it does work that way sometimes. But what I'm saying, if it doesn't, like, don't get down about it. Just know that they see you. Like I've had Law and Order auditions. I didn't audition for Law and Order like three times and didn't get it yet, and I'm like, damn. But they see me. They see me. So it's only a matter of time because you got to understand. When they reach out to you, they probably talk to 50 other people that fit you for what they're looking for. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
They probably
Right.
looked at 50 other people that are 6'5", 260 some odd pounds that they looking at. And then they go with what they feel might be the best fit for what they're trying to do. So even if you didn't get it, it might not be you. It's just what they looking for. That's it. So I just once I do it, I disconnect from it and I'm on to the next thing.
Any advice for any up and coming actors or actresses? Any advice for anybody that's trying
Yeah,
to get into the
yeah,
acting
man.
field?
Best advice, man. Just I advise you to take some classes. Um, get you some headshots, professional headshots. I know the camera phones look real good, but get you some photographer professional headshots because that's your resume, especially when you new because you haven't done anything yet. Your face is your resume. So get the best professional headshots that you can get. Take some classes. And like I said earlier a few times, man, do it from the heart. Don't do it thinking that you're finna get in here and make a ton of money because I promise you, I guess what? You're not. Not initially. Don't get in here thinking that you're gonna be super famous and then all these movies. Don't get in here thinking that you ain't never done a movie and you're gonna come in here with all type of speaking lines because that's really not realistic. You have to earn your way through the industry and you have to do it from the heart and really take it serious. And if you can do those things, then the recipe for success for you will taste great. But if you don't do those things, it's gonna be rocky.
Would you grow your hair or would you wear a wig to play a
For sure.
character?
For
Would you
sure.
dress up or whatever?
I definitely would because for me as an actor, that's gonna test my range.
Right.
You know, I would definitely wear a wig, a fade, a fro, or whatever, sideburn, whatever you need, because at the end of the day, it's not Alfonso, it's the character. So whatever you think works, and if I'm in agreement with it, let's do it. Let's do it. Absolutely.
You played in any comedy or any horrors yet? Suspense.
Uh, so to answer both, I did a comedy with Clifton
Oh
Powell
shit.
earlier in my career. Yeah, it was called My Stepkids. Didn't go anywhere. I think it went to YouTube. I think. But didn't go anywhere. But I got that experience and being on set with him, man, real cat, dope, cool as hell. A horror. So I was supposed to do this horror movie some years back, and I was the lead, and I was the only black guy in this movie, and I was going to live at the end, all the way through. Me and my girlfriend were the only survivors. Cabin in the woods type shit. Writing was dope.
Right.
Everything was perfect. I was so excited to do this role. And at the last minute, they didn't have a budget to do it. I was
Damn.
distraught. Like, damn it. So outside of me doing some action, I would love to do a horror movie, but you just gotta be right. Because if you don't do horror right, it's gonna be cheesy. And I don't want to do cheesy. So outside of action, horror is definitely like my 1B for me for a genre that I would do that I haven't done.
Right. Copy. Copy. Thank you. Thank you. And, do you got any hidden talent that nobody know or you don't want to share with the world? Like something that you only do with your family that you can give it to the world possibly, but you won't. Like sing
Hit
raw, like sing, draw, or something else other than
Nah,
that.
man. I listen, singing, man. I sound really good in the car and in the shower. That's it. Um, other than that, dog, man. Listen, man. I'm really what you. I'm laid back. I'm cool. I'm collected. I am family oriented. I'm the type. Let's sit down on the couch and cuddle up and watch a good movie and spend that time. And just bond. We can go out, sit down and eat. I do like to do that sometimes. Well, most times when I can get privacy, because sometimes when I'm out, people they staring, they looking, they coming over to me, they want to talk, they want to take pictures. And don't get me wrong, I appreciate that, but when I'm with my family, I'm with my family. And some people, the public, they sometimes they don't respect that. They see you and it's just like, oh shit, can I? Like, all right, man, but come on, bro. Like, you see me with my peeps, but I mean, other than that, that's really it, man. So no real hidden talents outside of what we done already talked about. Just, I'm just me. You know what I'm saying? Homebody, and I'm a workhorse. I work whatever I need to do. I work at it, and that's it.
All right, I got one more question. Um, are you thinking about directing or? like
Hmm.
shooting movies instead of acting?
Yeah, yeah,
Would you
yeah.
do both if you had the opportunity to shoot
Yeah, for
something that
sure.
you want?
Yeah, that's already in the forefront. Like I said, I co-produced a couple of projects earlier back in the summer, and going into 25, I'm going to be looking to write some stuff and try to get my own project geared up to get out here. So definitely, that's definitely on the horizon.
Facts, facts. All right, I'm
Hmm.
gonna open up the floor again. Anybody else got any more questions? Cause it's looking like we about to close out.
Okay.
I do. So have you written your book?
Have I written a book yet? No, I have not.
Are you interested in writing your book, telling your story?
Hmm. I haven't really thought. I thought about it, but it was more so like if I'm gonna do a book, I might as well do a movie about my life. But
Both.
really about my life, I don't know. I have entertained that thought. I don't know yet, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. When you do know, remember my name, author Tainani Mason.
After Tammy Lee Mason,
Author Tainani Mason.
Tanani Mason.
Tainani.
Okay,
I love her name.
Swahili.
What up,
Tanani Mason.
Fonzo?
Okay, got you. What's going on?
Nothing much. Appreciate you for stopping by, coming on here and stuff. Everybody they love Tubi movies. Josiah, when I told him about you, he was a stoke and he was excited.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate it, man. I love the love and support, man, because real shit, man. It's like if it's not for y'all supporting us and rocking with us the way y'all do, then where are we really? You know?
Yeah,
So um I try to help people. When they come to me, I get a lot of people like, man, I'm surprised you responded, or, y'all a lot of Tubi actors, and I hate that term, but this is what they say to me. A lot of Tubi actors, they be acting stuck up and say they don't, they be acting like they too good, and for me, once they say cut and I'm in the world, I don't even really think about that. I'm not walking around like, oh yeah, see me, look at me walking through the store. Like I don't, I'm just like a regular person. I have to remind myself sometimes that I am who I am when people react to me the way that they do. Because when people stare and they don't say anything, and I'll be thinking in my mind, like, the fuck you looking at? Then my girl, like she, they